Alright, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and he will get his favorite ones sent over to us. We are continuing our battles of the best decks that we've seen over the weekends, or just really what other people have been coming up with, as well as a couple of our own creations as well from the weekend, and just showcasing the power that we're going to see, what you're going to see in the SCG queues if you're playing them to get ready, what you're going to see in the championships this weekend, and what you're going to see in the finals, the final championship event on Sunday. So this is what we expect to play against. You know, there's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some people that figure some new cool stuff out. But this is the best of it. And for the most part, we are doing Omnath up against the world here. I am playing 3 different Omnath shells, but 3 very different decks. 3 very different decks that just have slotted the powerful card in there.
Omnath is just able to do so many different things, right? It can grind, it can ramp, and it can, play defense, it can play offense.
Yep.
I mean, we even saw it in a Winota deck that somebody has already sent to us for Thursday show.
Oh, yeah. That list is awesome. I'm so glad they put Team Corey. That is just every deck that's good right now and just combine them.
Yeah,
and
just all the busted mythics in one deck. It was absurd.
It looked so awesome, yeah.
So it really just does so much. So it can be put into a lot of different shells, and we're really showcasing that in match 1. We saw the traditional ramp shell that is the most popular right now.
Yep.
The one you've got here, this is going to be a lot more controlling. You've got a ton of interaction and a ton of card advantage. And, while the ramp deck also has card advantage, this is really playing a more reactive style.
Yep, and this is a list I came up with here for these events last weekend. Had some decent success. A couple of people picked up my deck and had success with it as well. The one thing I was really struggling with was against Sultai. Sultai sharks in general were really tough for me to deal with, and just the same problems I was having last round, where you can just answer stuff on a 1-for-1 basis, but my individual cards are not as powerful, and I need multiple of them to snowball together. So it's extra bad against Sultai.
You don't have that. So you don't put that same pressure on the Sultai player to have answer after answer after answer, with the knowledge that if one of your threats sticks, you're going to be hugely ahead, because you don't have the Escape the Wilds, you don't have the Genesis ultimatums to really be a haymaker. Instead, you're playing for 1-for-1 interaction, and they're happy to let you do that to their Uros and other creatures.
And my over the top thing is the Yorion loops that you can have with Charming Prince, Yorion. That's how I go over the top while reacting to people. So just another way to approach it. Yorion decks already naturally are pretty good against aggro and mid-range, just built into how the card is designed. And then I feel very advantaged in the mirror because I can disrupt them and they can't really stop the loop. But it's just Sultai that's really bad. So I feel like I have good matchups against 2/3 of the field, but then 1/3 is very, very bad. So
and on my side, I am playing the Rakdos mid-range deck that we talked about before the break. As Corey said, Timurit Calls the Dead is really the card that makes the deck tick, fueling Escape. And that gives the deck incredible grinding power as well. And so it's going to be a really big test. Can this, more mid-range take on a Rakdos deck? It's not as aggressive as the Sacrifice decks that we saw last season. The curve's a little bit higher, so I'm not going to be able to apply a ton of pressure.
Mana base is still kind of bad as well.
The mana base actually got a lot worse. Rakdos doesn't have a pathway.
I know, it's so
you have
unfair.
to play 4 temples. I mean, I assume we'll get the other 4 in the next set. And we'll complete the cycle. But for now, Rakdos definitely feeling
when temple rotates, then we get the other pathway.
Sure. Probably. But, the good news is that Crocs is very good at closing. So your closing speed with that card in particular is quite high. And the deck does have, strong disruption as well. We're main decking Agonizing Remorse, got the good black removal, and then post-board we get a little bit more aggressive with Robber of the Rich. So I'll be looking forward to that card in those games, especially from my sideboard. And we'll really see what this Rakdos deck can do.
I like it. And I know you are no slouch to a Rakdos deck here, so I'm sure you're hoping it's good as well.
So real quick before we get to the game, everyone in chat wants me to ask you about the announcement the Wizards of the Coast just put out.
Okay.
So they announced that they are taking a look at the standard format, but they do not want to disrupt this weekend's tournaments, so they will take a look at it early next week. So we're assuming an announcement is coming early next week.
Wow. So was that like word for word of what they said, basically?
I could read it word for word.
Yeah, read it. Let's hear it.
We're closely monitoring developments in Standard. In order to avoid disrupting this weekend's tournaments, we intend to provide an update on the format early next week.
Goodbye, Uro. Goodbye, Uro. You've came your You're gone. Goodbye, Uro. Yep, that's exactly what that says. They're like, we think this card has been too bad on the format for far too long. We're getting rid of it. We're not going to ban any of our flashy new stuff like Cobra Omnath, which I don't think they should. But yep, that looks like Uro. Wouldn't you read between the lines and think that's what
I
it
would
was?
agree that's what it is.
You look like you have your rant face on. Get that timer ready.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Yeah. All right, let's hear the Ross rant.
The set hasn't been officially released, right? Like the paper release is Friday.
Yeah.
The set hasn't been released yet.
But do you need to know how Uro works more? But are you not entertained with it already?
If you're going to do it before the next set gets released, why did you make us slog through 2 months of Sultai? You knew what cards were coming. You knew Omnath was coming. You knew this. You knew it. So why? Like, and you also have to be. You have to know that as soon as the rest of the community sees Omnath, they're going to immediately put the two together.
Yeah, landfall
not hard.
and putting lands into play.
It's
That's
not
a
hard to
shocker.
figure out. So you knew this was going to happen. You knew everybody was going to flock to it because that's what they do.
Ross, you know this isn't Wizards, right? This is our lovely audience, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you're going to let it, sit around for the rest of last season, then you at least have to give us a shot.
Yeah.
Or at least have to take a shot for your own sake, actually, to give the community a chance to balance the metagame with the tools they have available.
Yeah.
Because I've actually found Uro to be a little bit worse this season than last, because there's fewer cheap spells that are filling people's graveyards.
Yeah.
So you have more time to set up to deal with Uro.
One thing we have even talked about plenty is right now people are doing all the proactive stuff. People are going to be dialing it back and getting reactive, and then Uro gets even better.
That is true.
Yeah.
That and we'll see, if and when that happens, how bad Uro gets. So once you commit to not banning it last season, you also have to commit to giving us at least a few weeks.
Well, here's my question for you then. In all that stuff aside, would you be happier playing Standard with Uro in the metagame or with it out of the metagame?
Right now?
Yeah.
I honestly, I want to take my shot at seeing what we can do.
Okay.
I honestly do.
Okay.
I would be quick to ban it if it proves, bad for a couple of weeks. But you got to give us a shot, because this really seems like this seems like a turning point to me in terms of their readiness to ban cards and how that is going to impact consumer confidence in the future. Because we're already dealing with a pandemic. People are buying fewer Magic cards. That's just the reality that we live in right now. How many cards are they going to buy when the cards that they pre-order during preview season can become significantly worse or even irrelevant potentially with a ban that happens 2 days after you get to actually play with them in real sanctioned events? Yeah.
The only thing I will say about it is ramp formats, we've dealt with it a lot here in the past 6 months or whatever. Uro's always been
a year and a half.
Yeah, exactly. Uro's always been a part of these really, dominant decks, like outside of Jeskai Luco, like we were saying before. And I think people are just sick of it, and they want to enjoy and try different
archetypes. We were sick of it 4 months ago. Yeah, I agree that it probably should go. I mean, it shouldn't have been printed in the first place. But once you commit to having it out there, you got to let us try. You can't just, take a week of people playing on Arena with untuned deck lists and be like, we can't beat Uro, completely unbeatable. But these things take time, especially in a post-rotation environment where you got to revisit old cards, see how they play with new cards. Like, this is not a done deal that this 4-color Omnath deck is way too good and is going to be 40% of the metagame for 2 months straight. That's just not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
All right, Ranting Ross, how about we play some Magic? I somewhat can see where you're coming from, but I'm frankly happy if that were to be what they end up actually doing. But
I'm just worried. I just don't think people are going to buy Magic cards anymore.
Okay,
that's why we get paid, Corey.
Yeah,
that's how I pay my rent. Is people buying Magic cards.
Wild cards still are the same price for Uro versus some unplayable mythic.
I guess this hand looks pretty good, so I'm going to keep it.
All right.
All in on a
swap.
as well.
How's your blood pressure? Has it lowered?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go try them and pass to you.
Don't worry, I'll take some Lipitor when I get home. Crocs at you.
Okay. I'll discard. I'm kind of leaning on discarding something that is non-land here, and I think Class Casket is not very good against you. So we'll
Class
do
Casket.
the Class Casket. It's the classy casket. Pass to you.
Okay. Well, why don't you pick another card to discard?
Okay. First, I will Omen. Do a little scrying. Let's see. Do I want either of those right now? Not really. I'm kind of in the market of finding like the about to be banned Uro card.
Are people even going to play the tournament this weekend, or are they just going to skip it, assume Uro is going to be banned, and then hop into Standard? Like, what is the attendance going to be like at the SCG event on Saturday now?
I think it'll still be large.
I think it might be like 70.
Very selfishly, if it could just be the two of you and my day could be over in an hour.
I would take it. Corey can't win an elimination match to save his life.
That's true. Hey, I did beat Brad Nelson in an elimination match on Sunday.
Yeah, but I'm way worse than Brad, so you have no shot.
That's true. I'll go to 17.
So you're taking 3 to 17. I'm going to play a Spikefield Cave.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I will draw this. Not the bestest of cards. And what do I want to do? Let's go with this. Now, I can just escape or bring Yori into my hand. Not great, but not the worst. Nah, I'll just pass.
So, pass the turn here kind of suggests that you have some sort of interaction.
Definitely could be.
But not much I can really do. I think it's just jam a clock.
Mama Jamma? Ranky Poo?
One of my favorite cards.
That's a pretty good one.
5 years.
Yep, I agree. I love Rankle. See, with Arrowband, Rankle's going to get a lot better.
Dude, I was beating up Burrows with Rankle last season.
That's true.
Does that resolve?
Yeah. Yep.
Sweet, I'll attack.
All right, I'll cycle and block.
Okay, I'll pass the turn.
All right.
Jerk.
Ooh.
You know, you got me all mad.
Doesn't take much, though, right?
That's true. It does not take much. But you're the one who did it.
We're just getting you prepped to record your podcast tonight.
Yeah.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
Your go. Oh, too funny. Yes.
You got 5 in hand?
I have 5.
Okay, I will Agonizing Remorse.
That one I don't love.
Well, let's play the land first. Play around Dispute, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, a couple of good options here. I'll let that one resolve.
Well, there are some good options.
Yeah. You're going to be going to 19.
Yeah, this one put me to 19. So I can take either Omnath or ECD.
Seems like these are the ones that you would lean on.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't Omen, because I think if you take Omen, I'm very happy to have both of these. So that's why I didn't Omen there in response.
Oof.
ECD, actually not that good in this matchup. You don't have a ton of targets, but this is a juicy one.
It is a juicy one. I basically have to decide right now how I'm playing the rest of this game.
Yeah,
that's why this is such a tough decision. Like what I take with Remorse is going to affect how I play Rankle. It's going to affect how I play the remaining turns of the game. It's just, this is the game. Yeah, this is everything. And it's tough. I kind of think I just really want to pressure you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got this Croxa, though you do have Glass Casket. I do have 2 Croxas, though.
Huh?
I think I want to take the Omnath. Because that just leaves your hand as a bunch of removal. The ECD is not going to get anything back, so it's just a 1-for-1.
Yep, this is exiled, so that's true.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Omnath.
You go to 19?
8. I had myself at 19 already.
Ooh, I don't see why.
And neither do I.
Yep. I think maybe you just wrote it down.
I just wrote it down and then forgot.
Ross is so frazzled with the Uroband here.
Yep. Then I can sack this Fable Passage. Let's get a Swamp and play a Timurit Calls the Dead.
Okay. Powerful.
So chapter 1 is mill 3. Then I get to choose a creature or enchantment card in my graveyard and exile it. If I do, I get a zombie.
Yep, and lines up still perfectly well where you'll be able to bring Crocs. Even if you exile one, you can still escape the other one. But yeah, you do have some value in heaping 2 of them.
Okay, I think we can exile the other Timurit Calls the Dead.
Okay.
And let's attack for 3.
I will play Omen. Scry. Neither of these are particularly strong right now. So yeah, I'm going to bottom both of them.
Okay.
Draw. Okay. Damn it.
So you're going to go to 14.
Yep.
And I think what I'm going to do is just have us both draw. It's something I've liked a lot in these matchups because it's very, very hard to run the Yorion deck completely down.
Yep.
And it's going to be especially difficult this game when you have 2 Omens to go with the Yorion.
I think smart.
I just want more resources and to get a little bit of extra damage in.
Okay.
So we're both going to draw. I'm going to go to 18. You go to 13.
Correct.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. I think my turn is pretty easy here. Let's do this in ECD. And I'll pass to you. I have a glass casket.
Yep. Okay, so I will draw. I will chapter 2 on the Timurit Calls the Dead. Mill some irrelevant ones. I'll get rid of a Mire Triton. Get myself another Justin Buddy.
All right.
And now, because I know you have a glass casket, and I think you're also going to want to be setting up for Yorion. You have 4 in hand.
I have 4. Yep. You only know
just
1.
No casket.
Yep. God, these pathways are gorgeous.
I think I will be just playing another Rankle.
Ranky poo, okay. That's
getting in for 5.
I'm down to 8.
Brings you to 8. I will once again just have us both draw. 17 to 7.
7, yeah. Okay.
And
scary.
Play a Temple and Scry.
Okay.
And that's a fine card to have.
Okay.
17 to 7. Yep. You're up.
I will draw. Go to chapter 2. Okay. Well, I don't have a great hand here, so I'm going to start with Uro.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
you go to 10.
Got a 10. What do I want to put into play now? Probably just these 2 lands and then just glass casket something. It's not very powerful, but I think it's really my only option here. So I will play these 2. Scry. What does that do? Yeah, I think that's fine. And then I'll glass casket one of these and pass to you. Hope I'm not dead.
So I have you 10.
Yep.
Oh, I'll draw. I knew that was happening. This is a chapter 3. I'm going to gain 1, scry 1. So I'll go to 18.
Okay. Or I had you at 18. Maybe you go to 19. You had 2 agonizing remorses, right?
And then the rankles.
Oh, yep.
I had 1 remorse and 2 rankle triggers.
So you're at 18?
Yeah, I'm at 18 now.
Perfect.
That is awkward.
Awkward.
Oh, you're at 10?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just have Phoenix Pump.
Oh,
attack for 9, and then
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. All right, brutal. That was nice. Yeah, next turn I was gonna have a great turn. I have Narset, gain, and then gain again. So I was gaining 6, killing something, but
so
just a little too quick.
Every point of damage I dealt with the Rankle was relevant there.
Yeah,
it helped me hit land drops that were relevant for the Phoenix.
No, that was
the
a
Phoenix
great way
was
to
the card I left on top with the Scry. So
yeah, you played that game well. I just couldn't get anything of meaning going. Mostly Rankle is the awkward thing. Like ECD is not good in this matchup, but it's great against that. But Glass Casket not hitting it was a bit of a problem there.
It was still an inefficient answer to the Rankle, really, because I got to deal some damage. You had to tap 5 mana to my 4. I had the replacement Rankle.
It was going to be insane next turn. ECD was going to show its value there, get that extra 3 damage, and
extra 3 life and an extra card. And so you found a way to get value out of the second half of it, but at least you would have.
Yeah, but hey, impressive start from the Rakdos mid-range deck. We're going to head to the sideboard to see what kind of tools we got with 4-color Yorion up against Rakdos midrange. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding between 4-color Yorion up against Rakdos midrange. For me, I'm just taking out my 4 counter spells that I have in the main here and neutralizes. Pretty easy stuff. This is what I do against every aggro deck. Take out the permission, bring in a couple shatters, bring in that 3rd omen, and the 4 Skyclave apparition.
Yeah, looks pretty good to me.
Yep.
And on my side, like I said before the match started, I am bringing in Robber of the Rich. I'm going to be cutting all the Spikefield hazards. It leaves me with 24 total lands and modal double face cards, which I think is just enough on the draw. This is not a card that has any functionality on one side, so it is essentially just a tapped mountain in this matchup.
You can kill one of the omen tokens.
Sure.
And it exiles.
Still not something I want.
Yeah,
I did also consider Bloodchief's Thirst and Embereth Shieldbreaker.
Yep.
There's just not enough targets, and I already have Murderous Rider to deal with those things anyway. Yep. And then Embereth Shieldbreaker is nice against Glass Casket, but just not super valuable on either side. If I had other cards that were worse, I would certainly bring it in. Yeah. This is a card I like a lot more out of the Gruul decks that have Edgewall Innkeeper. So you can hit Casket, like hitting Casket on an Innkeeper too, and then casting it and drawing a card is just... Oh, chef's kiss. Yeah.
Fan me down. There is not many, if any, Glass Caskets out there right now besides this list, and it is not necessarily popular by any means, but
it's really just Glass Casket is in every white deck, but white decks is not very popular.
Exactly. It's the 5th unknown color here, you know. Usually when you see this configuration, you're like, yeah, you're siding out white cards and bringing in blue cards, right? Nope, not I.
The white cards do a number against aggro. Big fan of Skyclave Apparition there.
I've been pretty happy with the card. It's pretty interesting to blink with Charming Prince or
usually the token you give them back is not a big problem.
Agreed. Yeah.
Certainly much less valuable than the card you're taking with the second trigger.
Agreed. Okay, Rob, you got any cool questions from us or from our audience?
Yeah. What do you think about the lack of Cling to Dust in the Rakdos list? Do you feel like that's an oversight?
Not necessarily an oversight. Cling is a card that I'm interested in right now.
I'd play at least one. You know?
Yeah.
But that fights with the rest of your deck a lot too.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Is this deck is already looking to escape a ton with its creatures.
Yeah.
So
Phoenix is so good too, and
so you're not really going to hit the upside on Cling. I think Cling fits a lot better into more reactive decks. I think Cling would actually be a pretty good addition to rogue decks.
Okay.
Because it helps you prevent the downside of you milling them to take their key escape cards.
And that's one deck that actually could start to be good again if Uro does get the axe. You know, that was always the worst thing. And that deck had a horrible weekend in every event. It was like 28% win rate in both of them, you know? So that deck did not have some shining numbers, but I think a lot of the stuff is cool, and Zerasan scares the heck out of me when I'm playing against it, but I'm still really yet to lose to that deck.
Cling just not, as Corey said, just fights too much with what the rest of the deck is doing. But it is definitely a good card and something to consider anytime you have black mana in your deck.
Yep, I agree. One more question if you got it.
Just like how often would you keep in your spike fields if your opponent has Uro? Do you feel like it's a card you kind of cut if you're not killing things like Lotus Cobra with it all the time? Is it just too narrow just for Uro?
Yeah, if they don't have any targets, then it's 100% coming out as long as it's not affecting my mana base too much, as you see here. If just Cobra and Uro, I think is enough.
That's enough, yeah.
Yeah, because you always have the land side, so you don't need much to make the card playable. Just even just Cobra would be enough, honestly. The trick of tagging the Uro, that's just a bonus. Yeah, that's
like Scorching Dragonfire when you bring it in against their other creatures. Yeah,
exactly. It's a small variable. The real coup there is just getting consistent early answers to Cobra. You've got Stomps already, Spikefield Hazard in addition, so this deck is great at answering turn 2 Cobra.
I agree.
And does so without really any sacrifice in other matchups.
And the one thing I want to mention is I like when you're able to take out these kind of cards. Like some people just factor that into their mana base, and then those are sacred cows in their deck that they can't take out because it's lands. These are bad cards sometimes, so I like factoring them in where they're able to be taken out, and that's what this deck did as far as the mana base. So
I often
on that.
I've been looking at the mythic modal double face cards, the bolt lands, as lands. and that are part of my mana base, and I've been looking at the E to be tapped ones much more as spells, at least when I'm devising my mana base and my land counts, and that means that those cards can easily come out when the spell side is not effective, and that's important, because when the spell side's not effective, those are pretty bad cards. You do not want them in your deck.
Totally agree.
So don't get too greedy. Just, you want to have a higher land count anyway, so you don't get mana screwed very often, and when they're functional, you're not going to flood, and then you just bring them out, and for better cards, and you introduce a little bit more variance in your draws, but at the cost or at the benefit of just getting more powerful cards in your deck for the matchup.
Agreed. Great questions, everyone. I'm going to be on the play, and I'm going to have my standard Corey keep of the day here. So I'll be keeping this one. I don't like mulliganing too much against these
I hope this card is not your second land.
Yes. I don't like mulliganing too much against these Rakdos decks unless my hand is completely unplayable, just because you do rip apart my hand. So you're good?
Sure.
All right, your go.
I guess the other option is that your hand is 7 lands, so I hope this isn't your first spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the case. I'll start on a Fable Passage.
Okay.
Yes.
7 land, that'd be outrageous. I'm not that loose.
So you kept a 6 land?
Here you go.
I wonder what the spell is.
Oh, it's all powerful.
So Omnath? That's what I was thinking anyway.
No, that would not be a keepable hand. 6 land Omnath? Absolutely not.
Who would ever do that? Okay. So a little bit of dyssynergy in my hand right now, but that's fine.
Okay.
How many cards you got?
I have 6. Because I played nothing.
That's how that works?
Yep.
Okay. Do I want to start pressuring you a little bit or disrupting you a little bit? I think pressure is probably the name of the game, because these cards are going to remain relevant.
Okay.
And that means let's play a Mire Triton.
I need to pressure you. 2-1, go. Yep.
Ooh, milled an Ox of a go. So I'll go to 22.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
End step. Omen.
6 lands Omen. Let's see. It could be anything.
Come on.
It could even be Omnath.
Give me some more credit than that. All right, I'll put these 2 cards to the bottom. Draw. Untap. A draw.
Land. Take Yorion into my hand.
That'd be powerful. That would be powerful. Let's go with land go.
I will cast a Croxa.
I will respond by cycling. And
let's just mark 3 off Corey's live total right now.
Wow, I feel personally attacked.
That's what's happening. It's going to continue.
Let's see. All right, I'll take 3.
Then I'll attack for 2.
Okay, 15.
You're 15. You can go.
You're a jerk.
It's like Ross can see into the future.
Yeah. It's just Ross being a jerk. You could have said that. All right, I will play land tapped and pass to you.
I mean,
look, he didn't make you keep that hand, Corey.
My hand is great. I don't know what you're talking about.
okay, well, if your hand's so great, let me get a look at it.
Okay, in response, I'll cycle, get a 1/1 shark, draw a magical card, and check it out. Read them and weep.
Okay.
But it was a 6-lander, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I still stand by
It
it.
was a 6-lander, and you've yet to draw another land?
Yeah, correct. No, one.
No, the Evolving Wilds got replaced, so you can't count that one.
No, I discarded it.
Hmm?
I discarded
Oh,
it. To Croc.
Oh, yeah, to Croc.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I drew 1 land. Come on, I flooded. Flooded out hard here. Putting you to 21.
Well, I am going to, I think, just take the Yorion. This game seems like it's going to go on for a while. Corey's got a lot of good removal. So that's going to put me to 21.
Correct.
I will also play a Croxa.
Okay. I'm kind of leaning on this so that I just have an ECD target at some point. You're going to be able to bring Kroxa back quite soon. I want to still have my 5th land. Yeah, we'll bin this.
Okay, and don't think there's any point in trading, so I will pass the turn.
Okay. On tap. Draw. Okay. What do I want to do here? I think I just want to put Yorion into my hand. And maybe Glass Casket this Mire Triton, but it's not very threatening. Kroxa is what I really want to save it for. I definitely don't want to sack Omen this turn. I don't really want to cast ECD. So yeah, let's just go like that. Put this into my hand and pass to you.
Okay.
Pretty weak turn.
Oh, that's not what I wanted, but it'll be fine. I do have a Remorse for that Yorion.
It's pretty good.
So that'll put me to 20.
Yep.
I will then play another Mire Triton.
Okay.
Mill 2 Robbers of the Rich.
Okay.
That'll put me to 22. And now I'll trade.
Oh, I'll block.
You can go.
Okay.
Just trying to get more cards I'm happy exiling so I can keep as many of these other escape cards in my graveyard.
Makes sense to me.
I effectively traded down all of Corey's best cards.
That's true. Losing Yorion's there is quite bad because that is how I get going. Blinking Omen is exactly what I want to be doing. So
yeah, even just 4 or 5 Blink Omen would be very good.
Exactly. All right, I got a Skyclave. I'll exile that.
That is really good.
Pass to you. Leaving the land in my hand for Kroxa if you do draw that red source. Put this as 2. I guess it stays underneath, just so you know.
Yeah.
You don't get it back, but yeah.
So how many cards are in my graveyard right now? I've got 2, 5, 10.
Yep.
That is just barely not enough. But it's still what I want to be doing this turn. Yeah, I've got Fable Passage to get up to 11, but I really needed 12 cards in my graveyard to have both Kroxas available, right?
Sure.
Corey wisely leaving that land in his hand.
Yep.
But this is still far and away the most mana efficient play I have, and it still works towards what I'm trying to do.
Yep, and I'm going to go to 12.
I'm going to exile the 3 Fable Passages. I do have 1 Agadeem's Awakening in my deck, so it'll ideally leave some creatures. So let's do exile the non-creatures. So you're going to go to 12.
Yep.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right.
Corey's got a pretty scripted turn here. Casket, sack the Omen if he wants to.
Yeah, it looks like probably what I want to do. Yep, let's hit that. That one goes under here.
Yep.
Attack for 2.
I go to 20.
You're at 21.
I had myself.
And then took 1 in for agonizing. I think I missed a Mire Triton.
Yeah, you missed a Mire Triton.
Okay, so you're at 20.
And you're at 12.
Yep, and I think I want to keep this card in my hand, so I'll pass to you.
Okay. Now I've set up to at least get some attacks in with this Robber.
Okay.
Let's play a land first, so I have 1 card.
Okay.
And then attack and trigger it.
Now I can think if I want to scry with Omen here to stop some things.
Gets you less value out of the scry, but potentially negates the trigger.
Yep. I think it's worth it here. I only have 1 Yorion left in the deck, so trying to just hope to get that to get value here is not great. I want to look for like Omnath or something, so scry 2.
Ideal would be land on top Yorion beneath it.
It would be, yeah. Okay, so we'll go top, bottom.
It's like I'm getting a land, and you found a card you didn't like. So you're going to go to 10.
Okay.
And then I will pass the turn.
Untap, draw. I'm going to play ECD. I'll be very sad about it. And I'm going to play a Fabled Passage and pass to you.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. Actually, I'm going to attack because I'm not going to block.
Okay, so that'll put me to 18.
Yep.
Okay, well, I can play a Phoenix of Ash.
Punished.
Now, honestly, maybe it's worth it at this point to just push damage. But if you have Omnath or Uro, it's just so much worse. So I think I'm still just going to go value, because it kills you about the same length of time anyway.
Yep.
Stomp the Apparition.
Okay.
Get a 2/2 of some kind.
Illusion. Use Sharks. I think that should be fine. Or Matthias. That should be fine.
Yeah, Matthias's are probably the best bet.
Okay.
Attack, trigger the Robber. Another land, not great. Put you to 6.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
All right, I need a draw step. I am quite dead so far. Yeah, this goes up to 2. That's a magic card. That might have been best possible. I'll sack this. Let's get a blue in case we get Uro. Yeah, I'm at 6. I can live a little bit here. So let's go like this. Yeah, I can live by 1 barely. So I'm still in trouble, but this was a good draw.
Okay.
So
the Spikefield Hazard I put on top of my deck is good?
Nope. Amira's call.
Yeah, that's really good.
All right, pass to you.
Well, one best possible deserves another.
Yeah.
I drew a Croxa that puts the 5th card in the graveyard to escape and 6 you.
Wow, just take 6. Come on. That's pretty good. Yeah. Oh, no. I think I was going to come back. Those are my next 3 cards.
Hey,
Plus, I was
get an
getting a
Apparition,
yeah, I think I would have topped. Played, yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't have a great turn. I'd probably Omnath, but yeah, I mean, it would have been okay. But yeah, impressive stuff from that Rakdos deck.
Honestly, I've been impressed by just how much pressure I've been applying. I assumed the deck would be kind of mopey, and I took turns off in the beginning there to play my discard spells and disrupt you, and then once that
I mean, your disruption was key because hitting my Yorians there was huge. You know,
very important. Yorian on many axes, it would have drawn you extra cards.
Yeah.
It would have, potentially reset Glass Casket, and just the 4 or 5 bodies hard for me to attack through.
It really is. Yeah.
Robber the Rich looked good there, even though it hit a couple lands.
Yep. You want to do a pity game for this one? Yeah, we got some extra time.
So the Robbers definitely helped there with the pressure, but just Phoenix and Croxa,
heck of a magic card. And Timurit once again fueled your shenanigans. You got to escape a ton of times, and
there was no Timurit Calls to Dead that game.
Are you sure?
No, just 2 Mire Tritons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
This deck is playing all the enablers. So you're really trying to escape.
What were you gonna say, Rob?
I was gonna say it's almost 3. I didn't know how long you expected the last match to take.
Yeah, that last one is a grind. So we'll play a fast and loose one. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. My deck really didn't do its thing, so a little unfortunate to not see it. I got to smack you down with the Bird Serpent at least once.
Yeah, looks like you shuffled in your Yorian Companion, though.
Oh, yeah, always do.
Yeah. I think that one of the big goals from your side is to try very hard not to expose the Companion to discard.
Yeah.
But it was just really difficult in those games because you were under pressure, and I had a disruption for your hand, so you needed to gas back up.
It was the second remorse that I was like, if you got it, you got it. I just can't really play around it because I was just going to jam no matter what. It's so much safer on the battlefield because even if you kill it, it's safer in the graveyard too than in my hand. With just returning with ECD and stuff.
Yep.
So yeah. All right. Well, we are at least playing for the marbles, but we'll play one pity game to see if I can do my thing.
I might have to be playing this Rakdos deck on the ladder.
Yeah, it does look sick.
Well, speaking of fast and loose, that is a perfect description of this hand. So.
Okay, I'll keep as well. Pass to you. My last hand was so good, too. So I had 6 lands, Omen in the Sea. I mean, that's pretty much all you need. So, pass to you.
Okay, that's not bad. I will play a Mire Triton.
Okay, sure.
22, you're up.
Omen.
Mill 2 lands. This deck is so hard up for mana fixing that it's playing Savai Triome.
Gotta love it, huh?
And I was able to double cast Kroxa with Escape because I had triple Swamp, triple Mountain. Perfect.
Okay. I kept both.
Both. That's lucky. Must have both been lands. You already had the Omen.
How dare you? I will play Triumph and pass to you. How dare you be so right?
Dash for 2.
18. 18 to 22, right?
Yeah, I will play another Mire Triton.
Okay.
I go to 24.
Okay.
And then I'll play Temple of Malice.
Okay.
And I'll put that one on the bottom.
Omen of the Sea. These two I don't think I want. Draw. Untap. Draw. And pass to you.
Agonizing Remorse.
Well, I guess this won't be as big of an ambush, but yeah, I'll play this. This is going to be an insane card.
Brings you to 20.
20, yep. You're going to go to 23.
That is the truth fact.
And I got some good ones.
That is a lot of good ones.
I got the goods. Oh, man. Gusher Boys coming down next turn, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, God.
Gusher Boy to the rescue. That's a tough one. It's like, do you fight through Omnath, kill one, discard one? Do you take one of the more obvious picks and just the two different cards? Like, there's a lot that goes into it, that's for sure. And now I've established what I want to be doing all the time with Yorion decks. Is just get these in play, so eventually Yorion is just absolutely messed up.
Yeah, this game is pretty over. I'm trying to rack my brain figuring out exactly how I can possibly win. And I think it does involve taking Narset.
Okay.
I go to 23.
Exiled.
I am also going to Kroxa you.
Crocs of me. All right. I'll take Shatter.
Okay. And then I will pass the turn.
I'll block. All right. Omnath.
Yep.
Drop.
This is going to have to be a grindy game from the Rakdos side.
Yep. All right. I'll gain 4.
That is what I have deduced.
I'll gain 4 to 24, and I'll pass to you. Good deduction. And now is one of those games where I have the luxury of waiting until I have 8 mana for Yorion. So that's going to be my plan. Kroxa is pretty scary here still, but...
The mana base is also biting me here. I do not have second red.
Okay, that's
good. Kroxa. So basically...
Less scary when it's not on the battlefield, I must say.
Yeah. I would like to... I would like to...
He's stalling, Chad. He's stalling.
I would like to have different cards in my hand.
Okay, you can do that.
Oh, is that not allowed?
Not allowed. All right, fast and loose, remember.
Yeah. Okay, well.
I'll block.
I will agony. Oh, no, I can't even play this for 1.
Yeah.
Okay, no blocks. No attacks. I don't have that card in my hand.
Okay.
Agonizing Remorse you.
All right, that's pretty good.
I will select Shark Typhoon.
Okay, it's gone.
I will go to 22.
Yep.
And I will Agonizing Remorse you again.
All right.
I don't think you're going to play into it.
Yeah, I might have, but... Yeah,
maybe.
21.
Maybe.
Okay, well...
Maybe I should have let you play fast and loose.
That was pretty good. I
don't think you have any reason to do it, and you're on 6 mana already.
Yep. I will start with an Omen of the Sea.
Jesus. You're under absolutely no pressure.
Yeah. All right, I'll go top.
You might have convinced yourself because we're playing fast and loose, but it would have been heinous
a
play.
Loose.
27.
Draw. Gain 4. 31. And your go.
Smush for 2.
29.
Okay, I'll escape the Croxa.
Okay. I have a Cobra.
You have a Cobra.
Yep, Cobra Kai.
Never dies. You're up.
That's true. All right. Well, this is scary.
And Cobra's going to do... Croxa's going to do some things.
Yeah. Well, I think I almost want to do this now, as awkward as it is, because I want to find land drops and whatnot. So I'm going to make a 4/4 shark. Draw. And yeah. Oh, God. Gain 4.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
You're 33.
33. So I can, like, put it to play. Nah. Okay, pass to you.
No, my Croxa doesn't look so good.
Yeah. Still strong, but not insane, that's for sure.
Oh. I will slam in. You go to 30.
30, all triple block Croxa.
With these 3?
Yep.
Tradesies. You
Okay.
take 2, go to 28.
Yep. 28.
I will cycle a Savai Triome.
Okay.
I will play a Temple of Malice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll leave that one there. And then I'll play a Robber.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I think I'm just going to leave the land because any land gives me the activation of Omnath. So I don't think there's a reason not to.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Effectively just nets you 3 mana.
Yep.
The 4 mana from the Omnath trigger relative to the 1 mana from the land being untapped.
Mm-hmm. We'll get busy.
I will block.
Okay. I will play an Omnath.
Yep.
I just want it safe from whatchamacallit anyways. Ooh, that was pretty sweet. Now I will play Charming Prince, Blink Omnath.
So instead it comes back and you draw a card?
Yep. Draw and pass to you.
Okay, well, I wanted to make that trade because I have another Croxa here, which is the 5th card now.
Okay, yep, it's gone.
That's a spell, so you don't take damage.
Yep.
You'll take 3 when I escape the Croxa. You go to 25.
25.
And I will pass the turn.
Okay, now I actually want to do it because I have Uro here. So let's sack this. I'll gain 4.
Brings you to 29.
Yep. Green, blue, blue, blue. Okay. All right. Untap. Draw. Dang it. Untap land is just so good, but still did not get it. Still decent here. We'll bring back our up.
That's going to bring you back up to 32.
32. Draw a card.
Remember when like the pinnacle of life gain attached to another thing was like Kitchen Finks?
Okay, so I'll play my first land, gain 4.
Yep.
36. Now I will take 3.
Go to 33.
33.
That triggers the Omnath. You're up to 8 mana.
Yep. Play Yorion. Blink. I'll blink all these out. Comes back. Charming Prince is going to blink this out. I will do the Omen of the Sea.
You're going to want to do Omnath first, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Well, I already looked at Omen.
Sure. So resolve 1 Omen, then the Omnath, I guess.
Omnath. 2nd Omen. 3rd. Oh, I actually want that one. 3rd Omen. Keep that on top. Leave that here.
And then
2 tokens.
You go to 35.
2, and you go. All right. There we go. That's the thing. I get to do it one more turn. We got to really see here. All right.
I will continue packing up my cards. I've seen this enough.
Yeah. That's the stuff we like to do with Charming Prince. That's for sure. And yeah, just whenever threats get under you answering threats on a 1-for-1 basis is not good against this deck. But if you can Agonizing Remorse, that's the 1-for-1 basis that is excellent.
And I was never able to turn the corner in that game at all. So you're able to sit on that Yorion. You had the Omens all set up.
Yep.
I think without that Yori, and that game's a little interesting, right?
yeah.
Because the Croxel looks at the Uro.
Next week, you won't have to worry about
that's
it.
the value of companions. You got just this card sitting over there, and it eventually just wins the game on the spot. So
agreed.
We got to see the impressive aspects of this deck when you're able to play some early defense. Actually, the key card was the Omen of the Sun to stop those early Myra Tritons. That was my early pressure.
It's been the best card against Rakdos historically. I thought it would be a little different now, but no, it's still.
Yeah. And honestly, even if it was to Robber of the Riches and you traded for one of them, I think that would have been good enough.
Exactly. I totally agree. All right. Well, we are slightly behind schedule, but we're doing all right. So Ross still took this match down 2-1, so we'll be playing for Zy Marbles. Next up, my third Omnath deck is going to be a deck brought to us by Emma Handy. It is Teamer Adventure / Oops Omnath, but otherwise, pretty standard stuff. Teamer Adventures has been something that hasn't been impressing either one of us, but adding Omnath, adding an extra element seems really cool.
That deck is often very mana hungry. You have a lot of things to do with your mana, so Omnath makes perfect sense. The mana is very workable. I think that's a great fit, and it lets us see Omnath in a more aggressive shell. That can definitely beat down sometimes with Brazen Borrowers, Bone Crushers, and Lovestrike Beasts.
And what do you got for us?
And I'm going to be wrapping up the day with Gruul Adventures. So both doing a little adventuring. This is our Ember Cleave deck, as we've hyped up a lot. I think it's the best Ember Cleave deck. This was the winning list from the Bash Brothers tournament last weekend from Jason Florent. Looks pretty good. I've been playing a lot with it on the ladder. Definitely a serious consideration for me for this weekend. And hopefully it'll help me get the marbles today.
Super big consideration for me as well. And normally I am on the grindier side. Jason Florent did lose one match in that tournament, though. To this deck. Sure. But I like the deck a lot.
Yep. We are going to take a 5-minute break, get that last match set up for y'all, come back and finish out our day here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere.